I'm sitting today with Joaquin Cavacama, who is the CEO of CIP. It's in Brazil. It's the Clearing and Settlement Agency, which covers the funds transfer system, the ACH, and the interbank transfer system. Thank you, Mr. Cavacama, for speaking to us today.
Thank you for the invitation.
CIP was set up in 2001 basically to be a risk mitigation system for the banks as a central clearing and settlement infrastructure. Could you maybe get into a little bit of the history and the reason why CIP was created?
Back in the 90s, Brazil have suffered the crisis that the world saw in 2008 with Lehman Brothers, because we had some banks that went on bankruptcy in the beginning of the 90s. And then we realized that we should enforce and have a strong financial system in Brazil. So the central bank promoted this evaluation, and we actually applied the BIS principles to redesign and actually reform the payment system in Brazil. In that regard, the funds transfer for large value payments, we needed clearing to be responsible as the central counterparty. So CIP was created in 2001, and actually the total reform went live in 2002. So since 2002, Brazil has a very strong payment system. It's recognized by the World Bank as one of the best in the world. And actually in 2008, it proved its resilience because we didn't suffer too much from the world crisis. So it shows that best practices, the principles of BIS, of delivery versus payment, having collaterals and having central counterpart really works to mitigate the risk for the whole system.
I guess Brazil has an ambition to be a regional financial center. How is this going to leverage Brazil in that sense?
Well, in fact, the economy in Brazil is very strong. The macroeconomic condition is very good, and Brazil is one of the BRIC countries that the worldwide is looking at. And in fact, Brazilian currency, the real, has been more stronger than ever. We are receiving a lot of investment, and capital is inflowing. That's why real is strong against other currency, against dollar. The way to promote Brazil as a strong infrastructure is that as a country big with a big internal market, we have a lot of room to grow. So if you look at some of the comparisons like market cap as compared to GDP, Brazil has a 2-3% of market cap, and average worldwide is 15 to 18%. So there is a lot of room to grow. We are seeing big growth in the region, like securities, bonds, and everything growing 25% year per year, and the economy is growing 5% year per year. And when we look at other regions, we don't have that big growth year to year. So I think the companies that are thinking new revenues, new avenues to grow their revenue, they are looking to countries like Brazil, Latin America, BRIC countries, because the market is very strong there. And of course, as we have more companies doing global businesses, we need infrastructure for payments, for security, for the financial infrastructure, so we can handle all the payments that will inflow to the country and outflow from the country. So that's what we are working together and actually participate in many global initiatives in order to connect Brazil to other jurisdictions. And also we have an association called BRAIN, just formed. We have just formed association actually to tackle the issues to have the proper infrastructure in Brazil, not only on payments, but roads, airports, and everything, to be really a financial hub.
So the infrastructure initiative how has that been growing? I mean, could you describe that a little bit more? It goes outside the financial system.
It will go outside the financial system.
And what's the size of that investment of the government?
I don't have the figures, but as you know, we will have two big global events coming ahead. 2014 we have World Cup, and 2016 we have Olympics Games in Rio de Janeiro. So just those two events is bringing a lot of investment, so we have to put a lot of money in infrastructure so that we can handle those two big events.
So that's a total infrastructure plan, including financial services.
Yeah, sure.
What you've done now is you've been putting in the billing and invoicing systems into CIP. I understand that this is a pretty unique feature. Can you tell me what you've seen at other countries around the world and how the infrastructure handles that, and what you set out to do and what you've achieved?
Okay. I will give a bit of history and context so that you can understand why it is unique. In Brazil, we have for more than 30 years created a payment instrument, which we call in Portuguese boleto de cobrança. It's a payment slip, and the company can hire a bank, and the bank issue that payment slip. And the customers and the company, so it's a B2C and B2B payment instrument. They can pay at any bank up to the due date. So this feature is unique in this payment instrument. I have not seen that feature in other countries. So usually when you go to another country, either the bank that has issued the payment, you have to go to that bank or send the check to that bank to make that payment. In Brazil, if I receive a payment slip for collection, I can pay at my bank, and my bank is not the bank that has issued that payment. So I think that's unique. And to give some figures for you, last year we had 2 billion payment slip being issued in the country. So it's a very popular, because when you buy a car and you finance that car, you are going to receive the number of installments in payment slips to make the payment. So this is unique. Now, what we have introduced as an innovation, we started discussion back in 2003, after CIP was founded, and then we started doing the operations. We had the infrastructure in the country to actually promote the e-invoicing presentation, which is different from what we see worldwide, because we got to a collaborative space where all banks participate in the business model, and we were able to have all banks that issue boletos de cobrança participate in this invoicing presentation. So we, after 11 months of development between 2000 and 2009, we launched what we call DDA. It's not a direct debit product, it's invoicing, but with all banks. So today, one bank that has an invoice and the customer has enrolled to receive it electronically, this customer will receive the invoice of all banks that has something to be collected from him. And he is from one bank, he can see all payment obligation that he has and make it all electronic. So the benefits are huge. We have presented in just 1 year 200 million e-invoices, boletos de cobrança eletrônicos, and we have now enrolled 5 million customers. We started with 1 million, which was a very nice and big surprise when we started operation back in October of last year, and now we got 5 million customers.
So it's quite a high level of automation.
Yeah, and it's a high level of automation for businesses. It's very nice because we have a real straight-through process, end-to-end, without manual intervention. So you can imagine the type of savings the corporation can get from a total electronic payment instrument, and controlling all reconciliation, all that stuff in there, accounts payables and accounts receivables. And also contributing to the planet, because we are saving trees to be cut to make paper, we are saving gas for transportation, a lot of logistics stuff that with electronics we can get rid of. So I think it's something that other countries can implement and actually benefit all the payment chain, if you will.